Hey guys, hello again. Hope you're doing okay. Today's lesson is honestly not really necessary. If you fully understood yesterday's work, then today's work is actually the same thing. I'm not adding anything new. I'm just going to do two more practice problems just in case you need it. So here's the quadratic formula again, which hopefully you know by now. And I'm just going to do two examples, okay? So for the first one, A is -2, B is -4, and C is 7. So applying the quadratic formula, x equals -b, which will be a +4, plus or minus the square root of b squared, -4 times a -4, minus 4 times a times c, all over 2 times a, and 2 times -2 would be -4. So we have 4 plus or minus the square root of. Put all of this into your calculator all at one time. 16 minus 4 times -2 times 7. You can do that all at once. 16 minus 4 times -2 and times 7 all at once. And I get a big fat 72. And then all over -4. Now, 72 can be broken down. 72 is the same as 9 times 8, or even quicker would be if I recognize that it's 36 times 2. Okay? Now, if you do 9 times 8, then you just have to break down the 8 again after that. 36 is faster. Square root of 36 is 6, so that comes out of the radical, and I get 6 root 2. So putting that back in with my answer, I now have 4 plus or minus 6 root 2 all over -4. Now, notice the denominator is negative, so I'm going to change all my signs, make this a positive, make this a negative, and plus minus is still plus minus. Next, the 4, the 6, and the 4 can all be divided by 2. So if I divide them all by 2, this is going to turn it into a -2. This will be a 3, and now this will be a 2. So my final answer is -2 plus or minus 3 root 2 all over 2. Okay, one more example. Again, nothing new, just more practice. Okay, let's see. Now, I've mentioned this before, but I'm sure you don't remember because I only mentioned it once. As I look at this problem right now, I see something you guys probably wouldn't realize, and that's that all of these numbers can be divided by 2 to start the problem. And if you do that, and you're allowed to as long as you do it to both the left and right side of the equation, if you do that, it will make the problem easier. So just to show you what that would look like, an equivalent equation would be -2x squared plus 4x plus 3 equals 0 divided by 2 is still 0. So now the numbers are all smaller. You still do the quadratic formula. It's just easier to work out. Now I know you all probably didn't see that. So you're going to probably work it out as though we didn't do that. So I'm going to go back to the beginning and work it out because you probably wouldn't have thought of that. Okay, so my A is -4. My B is 8, and my C is 6. So x equals -b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4 times a times c all over 2a. So putting everything under the radical into my calculator, I get 64, let's see, 64 minus 4 times -4 and times 6, which is 160, all over -8. And again, you would have had smaller numbers if we had simplified the equation to begin with. So now let me think. 160, can I break that down? Are there two numbers you can multiply together to get 160, and one of them is a perfect square? And since it ends in a 0, the first thing I think about is 10. So 16 times 10 would definitely work, and that's the easiest way to do it as well. So the square root of 160 can be rewritten as 16 times 10. The square root of 16 is 4, so now I have 4 root 10. So putting that back in my answer over here, now I have negative 8 plus or minus 4 root 10 all over negative 8. Okay, the negative in the denominator, I'm going to get rid of that first, change all the signs, change this to a negative, which means I have to change this, and changing the plus minus doesn't really change. All right, next, 8, 4, and 8 can all be divided by 4. 8 divided by 4 is 2. 8 divided by 4 is, oopsies, I made a mistake. I said it, but I didn't do it. 8 divided by 4 is 2. And then this 8 divided by 4 is also 2. And 4 divided by 4 is 1. So my final answer will be 2 plus or minus 1 root 10, but you don't have to write the 1, all over 2. So again, today's lesson was really not new. It was just more practice. And don't forget, guys, if you need me to work out a video or a problem just for you, it takes me 2 seconds and I don't mind it. So you can say, hey, Miss Durf, will you, and you can message this to me. Hey, Miss Durf, will you please work out number blah, blah, blah. Okay, as long as you all are doing your part, you're watching the videos and you're trying, don't feel bad about asking for me to do more, okay? Good luck. I hope you're all doing well.